welcome back to SkyFactory4 with Lunatic Mercenary. At the end of the last video we crafted a stone cauldron and then we placed it. We crafted some cobblestone, then we converted it to lava with the stone cauldron. And we crafted some clay and crafted a clay bucket from it. And we cooked it up. And collected it. And got an advancement for putting water in a clay bucket. Make some more cobblestone and throw it into the cauldron to make more lava. Crafted some gravel and sand and some clay. Made a bunch of sand, a couple of pieces of gravel, more cobblestone for lava, last piece of gravel, and we make grout. And now we cook the grout. Last piece of cobblestone for lava. Then we take that lava and place it in the seared tank that we created for this smelter, which melts the tin that we've already prepared. And now we collect the seared bricks in the furnace, or we can create the casting table and faucet that we need to complete our setup for now. And with the right materials in hand, we create a tin sapling from a birch sapling by pouring molten tin all over it. And we celebrate by praising the sun. And as usual, we quickly build an extension to our platform so that way we can support the tin sapling. And we make some dirt. Then we place said dirt and place the tin sapling down, and we're done for now. We check the advancement tab just to see what the next step is. Which apparently is to take 9 coal pieces and create 1 whole coal for the advancement. And our next task was to grind out some wool on the cottonwood tree. And we grinded on the cottonwood tree for a while and found some string in the chest that I left behind, and we'll chop down the tree for some more string, and some leaves broken, dropped some string on the ground waiting for us, which allowed us to make our bed, finally, at long last. And with our bed in place, we can finally sleep and pass the night away. So the next advancement we're going for is the iron amber advancement, which allows us to create an iron sapling eventually. To make the iron sapling, all we need is acacia tree sapling. So all we have to do is cut down this tree perhaps once or twice and get at least 1 or 2 saplings. That way we can create at least 1 or 2 iron saplings. After trying several ways to try and get this molten tin out of the melter, I couldn't find any real method. My only method I had in mind that I could think of was to break the melter, which would void all its contents. However, this is also the wrong way to mine it, as I completely lost the melter. All hope wasn't completely lost, at least. All I needed was some sand, and I already had enough seared bricks around so that I could create another melter. All I had to do was make some glass, which you just put the sand in the furnace and cook it, and that's it. All I had to do now is put the iron amber into the smelter, wait for it to smelt, then we can create our iron saplings. One amber is the same as 2 ingots, so you can create 2 trees from 1 amber because they take 1 ingot apiece. Before I get too excited, I create a dirt block. This way we can build the extension for the iron sapling, place the dirt block, place the sapling, all in one swift go. I did lose some footage, but I did make some bonsai potters. Unfortunately, they're not the hopping bonsai potters, which is what I really wanted to automate some growth. But unfortunately, that's locked behind prestige. There were attempts, but they all failed. And there were some more attempts later on, but also failed. Moving on to the next sapling, we collect some sand and use it in the furnace. We then create some bottles, which then we bottled some water. We only need 1 bottled water at the moment. With 1 bottle of water, 1 bone resin, 2 clay resin, and a dark oak sapling, we can create a lapis sapling. Since we need somewhere to place the sapling, we extend our platform even further. Since we've got a dirt block, we pinched it from somewhere else, namely our dark oak sapling. With our dirt block in place, we can place down our sapling and create a couple of chests for it. In order to create the next sapling, we need to create some red dye. In order to do this, we need to get some grass blocks and bone meal them until we get the right flowers. And of course I do it incorrectly. It doesn't work with dirt blocks, let alone single dirt blocks. After grinding out dirt blocks for a while, I eventually started to realise that something was wrong. I needed grass blocks, and the dirt blocks were not going to turn into grass blocks, so I needed to rethink this whole entire strategy. Eventually figuring out I'd create another dirt block instead of taking it from somewhere else, and I put it into a cauldron full of water, which then created mud. For a time I had a dirt tree bonsai, so whenever I harvested from it, it would give me some leaves occasionally, which then I used to put into the cauldron to create a grass block. So I made two. By utilising the bonsais that I had set out earlier, I created more grass blocks, which then I placed down and started to bone meal them, eventually, and rather quickly, getting the flowers that we needed. Create the dye, just place it on the crafting table and you're done. With one red dye and one petrified resin, 2 iron resin and 1 coal sapling, you create 1 redstone sapling. You should know the drill by now. We extend our platform in order to support the redstone sapling. The endeavour incurred a few deaths. However, I did craft a dirt block before creating the extension. We even had some torches to place down straight away. With the platform done, we place down the dirt, plant the sapling, and build a few chests. And with that done, we move on to the next sapling pretty quickly. With 1 lapis, 2 iron resin, 2 sand resin, and 4 petrified resin, we can create a lead amber, which we place in the melter, melt it down, and pour it over a dark oak sapling to create a lead sapling. Which means another platform for the lead sapling. For the next sapling, we need light grey dye, so we come back to this grassy area and start dye milling, hoping for some white flowers. They did not appear. Shh, I'll figure it out in a moment. I didn't really want to do it this way, nor did I want to use bone meal to create white dye, but if needs must we do. So with 2 white dye and 1 black dye, we create light grey dye. Add 1 bottle for now, but the rest is in the cauldron if we need it anyway. So in order to create the black dye that we need, I need to craft a grinding stone in order to grind down some coal. It only takes 6 coalstone to create the grinder to grind down some coal so that way we can create black dye. But I end up getting fed up grinding on the petrified tree, so we start making a stone generator. A rudimentary one, but a stone generator nonetheless. I tried to make a small stone generator, but I failed to factor in how fast the water moves. I forgot that in order to create a compact generator, I needed to dig down 1 block. Although I could have dug down anyway and let it fall through the world, but I didn't want to do that. The reason is pretty simple. It generates lag. Do it enough times and you have a lag generator. This is the second version I attempted. It's actually the long version rather than the compact version. And since lava and wood don't mix, I grinded out some cobblestone in order to use it so that way we can have a long-term stone generator. However, the in-game generator also only takes 6 stone as well, so I end up creating 6 stone no matter what in the end. I actually grinded out more than 6 cobblestone in the end, but who's counting? At least now the most monotonous and laborious task of grinding on the petrified tree is gone now. After crafting some more clay buckets, which break after 1 use with hot items, we craft some glass, then we pinch the water and lava that we have lying around, then make an actual stone generator, the proper in-game device one, which then will allow us to generate stone directly into a chest. Of course it's the slowest one, but it's what you need at the moment. After removing the old rudimentary cobblestone generators, we figure out how to use this stone generator. It doesn't rotate no matter how you place it, so just keep that in mind. So we tried placing it on top of a chest after crafting one. Then we place it to the side of the chest, still didn't work. Apparently you just got to put a chest on top of it to get it to work. Thanks for watching.